The Linux Foundation's Open Mainframe project, 5 years this year, and what a great event took place September the 16th and 17th virtually, the Open Mainframe Summit. We were treated to John Mertic, director at OMP, talking about all the great stuff that occurred on my favourite project, Zoe. The Zoe Conformance Badge, we can see here, has now been awarded to about 30 different vendor offerings and across a diversity of companies this year. Sagas Engineering, Sagas.de in Düsseldorf in Germany got Zoe Conformance for their product SQL Workload Expert. So huge shout out to Sagas Engineering, as well as the other 4 companies, IBM, Broadcom, Rocket and Phoenix Software International. You can see in the bottom right hand corner, 159 different committers. All have done pushes and pulls against github.com/Zoe. Next, we were treated to 2 fabulous keynotes, the first of which was Greg Lotko, General Manager of the Mainframe Division at Broadcom, wishing Zoe and the OMP a happy birthday.
Here's to the 5-year anniversary of OMP and 2-year anniversary of Zoe.
Next, we had Ross Mowry at IBM, General Manager of the entire mainframe business. Look at that stat at the bottom, 52% of all IBM Z enterprises now have Linux, which is incredible to see, and it's a journey that's taken place over the last 20 years. And the new normal is hybrid and open, and how important is it for us to be celebrating that with the Zoe project, which fits right into that sweet spot of bringing open source, bringing Linux technology to the mainframe. Myself, Joe Winchester, I tried to 25 minutes to talk about Zoe technology, but the most important take home for me, Zoe is more than technology. Zoe is a community. I was lucky enough to be joined by 3 people from that community for a panel. Jessalyn Punnenbryan, aka Jelly, phenomenal YouTuber with her channel Mainframe Bytes, Simge Helveki, who is the driving force behind the IBM Z Linux One community in Turkey, and Robbie Abel, with his headsets and his big smile, who is really the sort of engine room powerhouse behind the Zoe CI/CD continuous integration delivery. Thanks very much to all 3 of you for being part of the Zoe community and everybody else throughout 2020. Alex Kim from Vicom, always an absolute treat at any conference, gave an outstanding demo of what it's like to talk to the mainframe using Zoe and Viva.
First, I want to show you how Viva is using Zoe APIs and other system APIs such as Zebra. Hey TJ, what is the current CPU utilization?
The current CPU utilization as CPU is 4%.
Hey TJ, send me an LPAR report for 2 hours.
The requested message has been sent.
So the Viva will contact Twilio and getting the text messages and graphs from Grafana. You can see here, it's a midnight actually, after midnight. So you can see those graphs with the alpha utilization reports.
More in the community, Rose Sakash, who is the squad lead of the Zoe Onboarded Squad, gave a fabulous presentation showing the importance of the conformance program, which is really underpinning the extension, the vendor ecosystem for Zoe, giving a really symbiotic relationship between plugins working well together on top of Zoe and Zoe working well beneath those plugins. Peter Fandel of Rocket talked about Conda packaging and showed beautifully with some nice live demos how from a public cloud and also a private Conda repository he was able to install a fantastic Zoe conformant extension, Rocket Blue Zone Web, on top of the Zoe desktop. With absolute treat, again we had Jelly and her colleague for Broadcom, Rochelle and Crow, really talking about the modern COBOL movement. This is something they're both very key from. They're both very experienced system programmers, COBOL engineers, and here we have the Zoe Explorer, a huge success story of 2020, and they really showcased how it's becoming pivotal and relevant to sort of bringing up the next generation of engineers and developers working with COBOL on the mainframe. They also showed us the Zoe mobile incubator project that they both have worked on, that was launched as part of the Zoe hackathon, allowing mobile devices to connect. We had Sean Grady and Hasib Jawad from Rocket Software showing us how you can build commercial extensions, and they showcased this again with their Rocket Blue Zone Web, which is a 3270 tunnel emulator. It also does 5250 as well. One of my favourite presentations, absolute treat. We got Ismail Panzeg from EPAM Systems, and let's see what he was up to with Zoe, why he excited everybody at the conference this year.
Zoe. It is an open source toolset created to provide a bridge between our modern environment and the IBM Z mainframe platform. COBOL on an iPad. Easy, right? Here is COBOL being executed on the Apple Watch. Isn't it fantastic?
Couldn't agree more. Fantastic. To round out the conference, Jelly and Rochelle came back. What Jelly and Rochelle and their colleagues have done in the Zoe squads and communities they work with is sort of transformed this world to this world, the Zoe Explorer, and they've showed how amazingly productive they are now as COBOL developers, as modern mainframers, which led beautifully into the fact that they were part of the winning hackathon team for the Open Mainframe Project Hackathon with an incredible project called Zoe Out, which is where they gamified the Zoe experience. To round out this summary, let's hear more about Zoe Out.
As technology progresses, and new developers with new knowledge of modern technologies join the mainframe community, you can't help but think, how can this next generation of developers help in improving mainframe, making it to a more stronger platform? And that's where we thought of it. Zoe Out. It is an interactive learning experience that allows you to learn more about mainframe and the different components of Zoe, such as the CLI, the web desktop, the VS Code extension, and also the mobile application. It is in the form of a game, wherein self-paced interactive tutorial course and hands-on experiences are available. It is a step-by-step guide with checkpoints that includes links to tutorial videos and other resources. It is a fun way to gain more knowledge about mainframe. The goal for this interactive learning experience is to ask the question, what more can you do with mainframe?
So all the presentations I talked about in the Open Mainframe Summit are available on YouTube on the Open Mainframe Project channel.
See you all next year.